Welcome to Lane University. My name's Conrad Layn. Turo University. My name's Conrad Layn. I'm a Turo Par host, and Turo Par host is the elite status you receive when you earn a significant amount of income. You can definitely do that, or be better than me. I'm going to dive right into what you should do, and you should follow having Turo Code of Ethics. What that is, you say? I'm going to go deeper on this, and I'm going to share. I haven't found any videos that actually talk about this, so I'm going to be the first one to talk about this. Turo Code of Ethics. I'm going to use some of my personal stories. I'm going to use 3 stories actually. Let's dive right into it. First story. I'm a Turo Par host. I had a guest. She was really nice. It was 2 girls that were on a trip from London. They wanted to reserve a car for, I think it was 31 or 33 days, over a month. It was a pretty good booking. They sent me a message, and I said I would deliver the car to them to LAX airport, which was fine. I arrived at LAX airport, and this is what happens. The girl said, "Oh my goodness, you are so cute. Can I give you a kiss?" I immediately said, "Thank you so much for the wonderful compliment. I can't kiss you, but I give you the car." And she started laughing. Her friend laughed her, hit her on the head, said, "Forgive her." She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She's apologizing. The reason I'm telling you that first story is because being unprofessional and not following a code of conduct and a code of ethics can get you sued, sexual harassment. You can also lose your business. You can also appear less professional. That people lose respect for you, and it's too personal. It's very hard because it becomes a really gray area between white and black, because Turo is all about the experience. And the problem here is, if you care about your business, the old saying goes, and I'm not going to use the crass saying, but I'm going to lighten it up and make it more PG-13. Once you don't use the restroom where you eat. That's pretty much the rule here. So if you run a Turo business or any business, do your absolute best not to get too close enough where you're professional, but not close enough where someone could interpret that or be confused that you are trying to maybe get their number on a personal level, or sending them pictures, or meeting up with them. I'm sure this happens in all types of professions. I'm also a real estate agent and an insurance agent, and there's a code of ethics that we follow. And yes, it's violated, but there's usually penalties, fees. You actually lose your license, be revoked, suspended, etc. With your commissioner in your state, with your license for insurance or real estate, if you fail at these code of conducts for ethics. This doesn't exist for Turo, so you have to create your own rules. My rules, for example, I will not kiss a Turo guest. I will not meet up with a Turo guest at a location that's different than the actual address. I don't want to be lied on. Second, I don't care how much a woman flirts with me. I'm not going to actually accept gifts from her. That's a gray market transaction. When you're a Turo host, you have to be very careful. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is an experience-based business. So what happens is it's very personal. Where you'll get, if you're a girl host, you'll probably get some guys sending you some DMs, or finding you on Instagram, or sending you a message through Turo, or sending you pictures. These same 2 ladies, they were very nice, but the point is, she flirted with me, and she said, "Oh, do you need a ride?" I said, "No, I'm good. Here's the key." And I took the picture of it, and I actually reported that to Turo. Not because I'm a snitch, not because it's just, I want to run my business in a proficient and professional manner. And if something like this occurs, first, I don't want to be lied on. Second, I don't want my professionalism to suffer with Turo or the guest. And third, that's how you protect yourself. You got to document everything. So after she kind of blushed and said, "Oh, I'm so," her friends excused her, said she's sorry. This is her first time here, and she was like, "Yeah, but you're cute. I love the way you're dressed and all that. I'm like, thank you for the compliment. Here's the car. How can I help you?" I just skipped over it. So having a code of conduct with a personal-based business, doesn't matter if someone flirts with you, doesn't matter if they want to give you your number, hang out with you, don't do it. Don't suffer. Don't make your business suffer. Don't suffer. Don't get in trouble for this. Turo is also against this, and you don't want any gray market transactions occurring. So she said, "Hey, do you need a ride?" I said, "No, I got it." She said, "You sure? I could take you to your house, or I could take you to where you got to go." That's the way LAX is for people that have been at our airport. It's beautiful, but it's a disaster. It's a lot going on. It's a really big airport, and it's hard to get in and get out. So they can see that it was going to be frustrating for someone to get out, but I already have it figured out. So I said, no, I'm good. And even if I would never get in the car with a Turo guest, first, I can violate your insurance with Turo. Second, if they get in the accident, you're in the car, what's that? And then also, if you're also the driver driving them, that could count as a Uber or Lyft or taxi livery type of service. That's not permitted when a trip is active. So be very careful with that. You don't want to break Turo's policies, but that's what happened. But long story short, the trip went great. They brought it back, I think 31, 32. I forgot to look at it, but it was over 30 days. they came back and they said, "Oh, thank you so much." I met them back at the airport. They said, "Oh, stay in contact. Like, do you have like a phone number that's besides the one that you get?" I said, "No, that's my number." And she was like, "Can I call you on that?" I said, "That's my Turo business phone number." So, and she was like, "Well, when I next time come out, can we hang out?" And I said, "No, I can't do that. Right now, I'm just doing my business. I have to keep everything professional." And I said, "Well, Turo doesn't allow that either. So if you feel shy or scared, which I don't, but if you do, say, hey, sorry, I can't do that, but Turo doesn't allow that." They'll probably look at you like, what? Turo doesn't allow that. But yeah, Turo doesn't. That's super unprofessional. But long story short, like 2 months after that, this same girl sent me a picture that she should have never sent me. I report that to Turo, and her account got deleted from what I heard. But that's the point. You never know who you might be dealing with. If someone's actually trying to flirt with you, like you, think you're cute, good looking, whatever the case is, don't bite the bait. Because at the end of the day, it's unprofessional. They can easily show that you communicate with them. I documented everything. I actually told on her. I said, "Hey, this girl sent me an indecent picture." That she sent me an indecent picture and say, "What do you think?" It was like her at in a bikini with near some type of swimming pool or somewhere whatever. And I feel like that. I was, are you kidding me? And then I called Turo and I sent that to them, and they closed her account down. You have to do that. Next story, and that's the two girls that are from London. The next story is there's a girl who was a hairstylist. Her father just passed away. She was booking my trip for about 7 days, and I met her. This is earlier in the beginning of my Turo career. Before now, I've been over 2 years, but this is in the first few months. And so it's like a 7-day booking. I was like, "Oh, awesome, 7-day booking, great." So she was cool, pretty normal. She came with a guy actually. I'm not sure if that's her friend or husband or whoever the case is. Really tall guy. Seemed like he was really nice. And they're going to it's called Joshua Tree, and she's going to some type of resort. For those that don't know what Joshua Tree is, it's somewhere you go where you want to just kind of get away from electronics. You don't want any signal. It's a beautiful place where you go and just kind of get away, from the big city hustle and bustle. So that's what she did. I didn't know why. I didn't ask her questions. She said she was going to Joshua Tree and some type of retreat. And I was like, okay, great. I gave them the keys. I did all my check-in pictures. And then what happened is during the trip, she called me 4 a.m. in the morning and everything. And I missed the call. I was asleep. When I got up, I said, "Oh, she must have made sure her car broke down." I sent her a text message and said, "Are you okay?" And she sent me a heart. I was like, "Okay, heart, okay, great." And then I called her, not because I was flirting, but because I was like, maybe she's in trouble. She called me at 4 a.m. in the morning. Who will call someone at this time if they don't need help? And she called me. She said, "Hey, I just want to let you know you are so nice. You're such a great guy, and you really remind me of my dad. He was a really nice guy. He passed away." It's 1 to 2 minutes her going on to say how nice of a guy I was. She said, "Hey, when I come back, maybe we can grab something to eat and everything. I'm just been a really hard time." And I was like, "No, I can't do that. But thank you so much for the compliment. But I would love to give you an itinerary of things to do or great places to eat." That's how I replayed it back to her. I wasn't rude, but I wasn't personal in the least bit of wanting to date her or anything like that. And I don't care if a woman's beautiful. I don't care if she's the most beautiful model in the world. I'm not sacrificing my business. You got to keep it. You got to have a code of conduct and a code of ethics. So at that point, she understood. She left it alone. Cool. Long story short, she brought the car back. She was by herself this time. And then she said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, thank you so much. I'm going to give you a 100-star review." I said, "Oh, what?" I said, "Why?" That's awesome. She said, "Well, first, you're really nice. You're very professional. You're cute and all that." And this isn't me saying this. This is what she said. She said, "You're a nice guy." And what I realized, when you're professional with people can confuse it for you wanting to date them just by opening the door for them. I'm very chivalrous. I believe in being a gentleman. So the thing is that I might open the yes door, but I do that for males and females. I don't have a bias. Even if you're a guy who's tall, I'm a tall dude, but even if you're a dude who's 7 foot, I'll still open your door for you. I believe in giving that customer rapport, customer service. So people take that sometimes like you're hitting on them, and I'm not. I'm just being professional. So I'll open the door for her and everything. She said, "I really like the fact you open the door. You're chivalrous. You're a gentleman. I could tell." And she said, "You're just a good guy." I was like, "Okay, thank you." I'm like, "You don't know me." I mean, not saying I'm not, but I'm saying, that's great. Thank you. I was like, "Okay, thank you. I'll definitely give you a 5-star review too," because she brought the car back perfect, full gas. It was clean. It looked great. So, I mean, no reason to, besides her being a little flirty. Yeah, she was a great guest actually. She did give me a 5-star review. But long story short, at that point, when I was checking her out, she said, "Hey, I know, I probably won't see you again. I'm a hairstylist. I work with celebrities." I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. Did she open her phone and say, "How do you do the Turo checkout?" And I showed her how to do the Turo checkout. Then she showed me pictures where she's actually doing celebrities hair, for different women. I was like, "Oh, that's actually true." She said, "I do all the time. I do men and women's hair." She said, "If you ever need a free haircut, I'm your girl. Like, I'm one of the best in Hollywood, and I'm not gonna mention her name, but she actually is really, no, I didn't know this, but she showed me pictures of celebrities within like probably 30 seconds, and she said, I'll do yours for free. And it's pretty cool, you know. And I said, that's okay, but thank you so much. Because that also could be a great market transaction. Second, you don't want to break the code of ethics. You don't want to receive any gifts from the guests. And if you do, report that to Turo immediately. Do not accept it. If they leave it anyway, report it to Turo, so that way it's not a great market transaction. You weren't aware of it. And I rejected that. So the long story short is, be respectful, be nice, but understand that when you're nice to people and we're professional, oftentimes people can be attracted to that, or they think, wow, maybe no one treats them like this. So they're like, wow, I'm so special, which every guest to me is special. But people sometimes confuse it with me wanting to date them, and it's not that. And for all you guys and gals out there, be very careful with this. Do not use the restroom where you eat. I don't want to use the crass meaning of that, but make sure you keep your business separate from pleasure. It doesn't matter how good looking the girl is or how good looking the person is. Do your best to keep it separate. And that's what you do. And that's very important. And third is another one, and this one's actually the one that really, to me, probably the best story, is there's 3 girls. They're on a group trip. One of them was getting married on a honeymoon, and the other 2 were her friends that are going with her, and they're all by themselves. They met me at my lot, actually. So I didn't have to deliver, so it was cool. They had the car for about 10 days, 11 days, something like that. And they're great when it came. They said, oh, we saw all the great reviews. Thank you so much. And when I saw my person, I said, oh, thank you so much. And they were like, oh, like, we're going to have a good time. So I was great. And usually what I do for guests, I'll give them some things to do in my area, which I highly recommend. I have many videos to go on that. Like things to do, what you do. And then, oh, we love the list. We're going to do all of this. Can you be our personal shop around? Can you come? We'll hang out with you. I said, no, I can't. I have to work. And I'm doing my Turo business. Turo doesn't allow that. They said, oh, for real? We'll pay for you to go to a lot of different clubs. We'll pay for you to get in. They're offering to pay for me to hang out with them. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm running a business here, and Turo does not allow that. I really just didn't want to go. And she's like, oh, man, it's my friend's getting married. You know, you don't think she's cute? I'm like, it's not about her being cute or not. Like, I'm like, I don't care about that. I can't do that. I'm professional. And I didn't say it like that. I said, oh, you know, I can't do that. Sorry. They said, look at her. She's cute. And the other person said, well, am I cute? Like, they're like playing this whole, I don't know, some type of crazy game saying they're cute. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I'm sure there's a lot of other guys out there. He's like, yeah, you know. And then I was like, okay, well, have a good day. And I gave him the key and walked away. Like, oh, this is crazy. And after that, during the trip, like about maybe 6 days later, he said, hey, can we keep the car longer? I was like, absolutely. I always love when people keep the car longer. That's more money for me in my pocket, in my business. I'm like, sure, they want to keep it for another 10 days. I'm like, what? Nice. He said, hey, we'll reserve it for another 20 days if you hang out with us. And I said, no, I can't do that. He said, we're joking, but we're going to keep it for 10 days. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. The point is, in my messages with Turo and my text messages, I make sure to respond in a professional manner. So if I'm ever lied on, if something ever happens, if someone is full of crap, if whatever case is, and again, oftentimes it's a very personal, experience-based, Turo's about the experience type company, so you're going to get this if you're a girl or a gal. Nothing special about me. I'm a regular dude like you guys watching this, just trying to run an honest business, and no one's perfect, so do your best to have rules in place so that you don't fall victim or fight temptation, especially if you're in a relationship, especially if you're running your business, and even if you're single. It's something you shouldn't condone, actually. Like, do that in your personal life, not where it affects your business, people. Please do not use the restroom where you eat. Main fact. But that's what happened. At the end of the day, they returned the car. They extended it. They had a great time. They gave me a 5-star review, of course, which is awesome. And long story short, they actually, I get a random reservation for one day. I'm like, okay, one day. But it was a guy who sent me a message, and he said, hey, like, I'm sorry, I'm contacting you. I don't want to book this car, but I just went through my girlfriend's phone number. The wife's phone number. Sorry, my apologies, wife. He didn't say wife. Sorry, messing the story up with wife. And I saw your number there. What's going on? And he called me, and I ignored his call. I'm like, okay. So I didn't recognize the number. And then he said, hey, I just called you. And then I took his call. He said, hey, look, I don't mean to bother you, but I went through my wife's phone. We just got married, and I see your number here, and I saw another guy's number here, and she's cheating on me. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. First, it's awkward because first, I don't know this lady, and my number's there because I'm professional. He read the message. He said, hey, well, thank you for being so professional. I believe you, but I'm so over this lady. And long story short, he's one of my customers now. He doesn't have a wife anymore. He's going through a divorce process. It's crazy. This is a real story. But he's been booking for me. He's booked 4 trips for me, and we're good. I got to meet the guy in person. Really great guy. Seems like a really nice guy. And unfortunately, his girl, I guess, was cheating his wife. At that time, she was flirting with me too, and I didn't I didn't take her up on her offer. I didn't talk to her. But he saw, because I had good code of conduct, now he's my customer. Imagine if I would have been flirting with her, been nasty, how that could have turned out. Maybe I wouldn't be here recording this video. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be lied on. You don't know. Always be a professional, and that's what protects you, with a code of conduct. And if you make your rules for yourself, where you have a moral code and a code of ethics that you go by, in these type of situations that you can't predict, you come out winning. Even this guy, when you read the message between her and I he went through her phone, when he told me, he saw I was a respectful gentleman. Like, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram, Conrad Layn. I love you guys. That's story time with me. Please respect your code of ethics. Follow your code of ethics. Do not fall victim and lose your business or get sued or go through some litigation because you were flirtatious as well. Be professional at all times. Conrad Layn out. Subscribe as well.